Hi, my name is Todd Boffman. I am a retired Army major. Spent 22 years on active duty, 7 of which I spent as an enlisted guy before becoming an officer. Throughout that period, I deployed 3 different occasions, actually over 2 different decades. So I deployed in 1991, right after the Gulf War. We deployed to Turkey and then northern Iraq. So obviously the technology and the situation was a little bit different there. So we didn't have a lot of connectivity, with folks instantaneously back home. So we relied on letters primarily. We call it snail mail to keep in contact with our loved ones back home. So and we did that regularly, and we really look forward to those mail calls every day, getting a letter from folks back home. And even students back home, I remember entire classes would write us, and it was cool to receive those letters and just and it gives you a sense of connection to your roots back home, even when you're forward doing things that a lot of times maybe you don't necessarily want to be doing in harsh conditions. So it gave us that connection. And then I deployed again in 2003 during the invasion of Iraq, and again, technology was a little bit different then than it is now. So we didn't have a lot of connectivity throughout that whole deployment. So again, we counted on snail mail when it finally caught up to us when we got to Baghdad and became more stationary. Then we started receiving some of those letters, and again, same connection kind of rooted us back home and give us purpose to why we're actually serving. And then I deployed in 2008, and it was a completely different situation. So we were, based at a forward operating base. There was connectivity, so we had, we could, do emails daily back to our loved ones. We could do even voice over internet calls. But again, letters were still nice. I remember getting letters from my grandma because she was still old school, so she would do that, and that was quite a motivator as well. And students would send letters as well. So again, I can't really emphasize enough how important that is for somebody that's forward to have that connection back home and correspondence with loved ones and even perfect strangers is very important, and it certainly helps our soldiers that are deployed forward. So I encourage anybody that's interested in doing that to please do that. You will definitely make somebody's day.
So regarding getting mail in the military, the easiest way I can probably equate that to something high schoolers today or middle schoolers today, generations that have had cell phones and social media for their whole life, is if you were to take away that luxury, that social media, that Snapchatting, texting, constant communication, instant response type of tool that you have at your disposal today. In the military, you don't necessarily have that all the time, and you certainly don't on deployment. And so the only real aspect is, hey, mail call. Here comes letters from home. I find out what's going on. And so in your world here today, if I was to take away your cell phone and you had no access to social media for, let's say, a week, and then you got it back and you could look at it for an hour, and then I take it away from you again. That's somewhat equivalent, right? There's this high, yes, I got it. I want to see what's going on, catch up with my friends, my family, whatever. And then it's done. And I take the phone away again, and you have no access for another week. Very similar deal when you're in the military, especially deployed or on any kind of deployment overseas where you're in the field and you don't have access constantly, just like you do today, to a phone. So I'd encourage anybody who's willing to do that to write to the troops and encourage them. It's well worth it. it means everything to them, whether they know you or not. Just that there's people out there that are willing to spend the time and wish them well and whatnot. So appreciate your effort to do it, and I hope you continue to.
So, yes, when I was in Iraq in 2004, we would receive care packages, and there would be two different kinds of care packages. The ones that were from friends and family, so like things that I would request, which was awesome. And then you get care packages from unknown people, typically like elementary schools. We would get a lot of care packages from schools in California. And it was nice, great surprises. You didn't know what was in the box. Typically it was like, non-perishable foods. We'd get a lot of that. I remember one time towards like November, December, we got a care package from an elementary school, and it was Christmas lights, a bunch of decorations, right? Stuff that, we weren't expecting because we were in Iraq for Christmas. So yeah, we took the decorations and we made a little tree, and put the lights up and stuff like that. So that was kind of nice. And we'd get like, letters and cards and stuff that the kids would make. One of the cards I want to share was kind of funny. It was a letter. I forgot what grade it was, and the student wrote, "Dear soldier, I hope you don't die. Take care." And it was funny. It was just the innocence of a child. That's what they're thinking. They don't mean it in a mean way. But as we read it, we kind of laughed, like, okay, yeah, I hope I don't die either. So yeah, that was kind of our care packages we received, and it was great. It was nice to open up something from somebody that you weren't expecting. Kind of breaks up the whole the routine of what we were doing there. Yeah.
Even claim our fathers got it wrong, but I won't give up on us, and I'll take a stand. 'Cause we can overcome. This is not the end. I still believe in us. Oh, America, you're still the land I love. Though a little bruised up, stars and stripes still cry liberty over evil, over tyranny. Sacrificed it all for this nation. I still believe in us, my America. Our history is full of bravery. Heroes fought for our equality. Now is the time to make peace and forgive our faults, because united we stand, or divided we will fall. I still believe in us, my America. You're still the land I love, though a little bruised up. Stars and stripes still cry liberty over evil, over tyranny. Blood poured out for our freedom, sacrificed it all for this nation. I still believe in us. America, America, God sent His grace on thee, and crowned thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Always believe in us, my America. This is the land I love, but we gotta heal up. Lady Liberty will always be a sign of hope unto the refugee, the immigrant.